weaken 11% if the Brits leave Europe. Now,
they also say that the euro will fall 4%. Let's not forget, earlier in the year they said sterling was going to drop 15 to 20%. They have no clue. Certainly there'll be some volatility. I mean, but look, they say that who benefits from this? The yen, the Swiss franc, and the US dollar.
Yeah, but look, I think they're trying to frighten us. I think it's the elite saying, don't you dare leave. Please don't leave. Look what will happen. It'll be awful.
How about the big spoofing speech? I think they're just trying to buy some, so they're telling you that it's going to go down. This is not old. They were the same company.
You're a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not a conspiracy. It's a fact. Listen, I traded against them. I'm a floor trader. I traded directly against those guys. They had one buyer on one side buying a little bit and a big seller on the other side.
Yeah.
I was in that pit.
Wait. Now, wait. Yes. You're saying that they deliberately pushed the pound down, raising these fears about the British exiting Europe. They did it deliberately?
I'm saying there's a very good chance because they're a buyer. Just like when they said oil was going to 20, they were buyers. Look at their balance sheet. They were long oil. Look at when they just said, we're going straight up. I bet you they're short. Okay, this is spoofing. This happens every day in every market.
Didn't the same thing happen when the British said, we're going to keep the sterling, not join the euro, and Armageddon, right?
Yes.
And that drove the pound down. It was the same thing, and it didn't happen. There wasn't Armageddon.
I'll say very clearly, I want the Brits to leave Europe. I want more sovereignty for the Brits. I want control of immigration. And I don't want Britain to be part of this liberal socialist democracy that they've got going in Europe for 2 generations.
Get out of it.
Get out of it.
That's right.
Where am I going wrong?
You're not. Temporary problem only. Will the pound go down if they leave? Of course it would. Temporarily. Would they have some economic issues?
Yes.
Temporarily. In the long run, I think it would benefit the UK.
How long has Great Britain been with us as a country?
With America?
Centuries.
As an ally?
As a country. Just as a country.
When did they start central banking? 1600?
Yes.
There was a regrettable incident a couple of hundred years ago. All right.
Citizen now of America,
Amicable party.
This one.
Yes.
Last year, was America's most generous year ever. This is according to USA Today. Charitable donations hit a record for the second year in a row, estimated at $373 billion given to charity.
So 2 years in a row. This is the spirit of America. Very generous. The majority of that individual giving. Individuals. So what's happening here is they are saying, according to this report, that the rate of giving by Americans is outstripping U.S. economic growth. They haven't seen that ever. So that is really interesting. That shows the pace of giving and how generous Americans are.
So why am I still being called upon to pay my fair share to the government when we Americans are so extraordinarily generous in our private giving? Answer me that one.
I think that is one
rhetorical question.
It's a rhetorical question, but it's one of the great questions because, as Americans, I think this shows the response of those who much have been given, much is expected. We are meeting that call, and I think for the government to say, let us handle that is a great misappropriation of American spirit.
$265 billion from individuals. A lot.
DR, thank you very much. Todd, thank you very much. I've got to break away because we've got, I believe, Ashley, an arrest in the shooting of a